Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Matt here in the old Mercedes on a Saturday morning, and it's going to be a good one. We'll wait for one or two people to join, and then we will crack on. So, what I want to speak about today, my friends, is how to actually evaluate surplus inventory. So, when you actually reach that point of being offered some surplus inventory, and obviously I've done quite a few videos on how to find inventory. So we're now in the scenario where you've reached that point where you've been offered some surplus inventory. You've been offered some pallets of surplus inventory. Okay. So there's a couple of situations. It might be one product that you've been offered. It might be several products that you've been offered. You know, it might be mixed. It might be a mixed pallet. It might be mixed pallets of inventory, or it might be just like one product. It might be several pallets of one product that you've been offered. So I'm going to explain what I do myself in my business to actually evaluate surplus inventory. When I say evaluate, I mean, what is the value of that inventory? You know, how do I look at that surplus inventory offer and think what I think that is valued at? What's it worth? What is that stock worth to me? So let's look at a few scenarios. Okay, let's look at a couple of scenarios. So let's look at the first. Let's look at the first one. You've been offered some pallets of inventory, but it's just one specific product. Now, you know, that happens to me a lot. You know, some company has a slow moving product in their warehouse, but it's one specific product that becomes surplus or excess, slow moving, etc. And that one specific product is spread across, you know, there's a quantity of it, and it's several pallets of stock. It might be one pallet, it could be up to a truckload of that one specific product. So what I'm going to do is, when I've been offered that actual stock, I'm going to obviously look at the details. You know, what's the quantity I've been offered? What is the product I've been offered? How many pallets is it on? Where's it located? I'm going to look at the overall, you know, the basic details of that inventory that I've been offered. But then what I want to be doing is I want to actually start researching that product that I've been offered. I want to research that product that I've been offered. And the reason I want to research it is because I want to see I want to see what's out there in the marketplace on that product that I've been offered. You know, is it currently selling somewhere online? What is it selling for? So there's a lot of methods, basically, that you can use, but I'm going to give you the main methods that I would typically use when I am actually researching a product. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting to look in several places for that specific product. It's all going to be online research, and I'm going to start with what I call the Bible of online research. The Bible of online research is that's going to be my first place to look when I'm looking to research that specific product that I've been offered. So a company, they want to do a deal on this stock of inventory. It could be hundreds, it could be thousands of a product, and I'm going to be researching that product. So I'm going to be looking, the first place I'm going to be looking is Google. I'm just gonna put the name of that product into Google, and I want to research that product. I want to see in real time what that product is retailing for. And so I'm going to be looking at the search results, and you might get several pages of search results, and it might be selling on various websites. That product, it could be on very well-known websites, okay, and it could be on websites that are not well known. It could be just an online shop that's not typically a well-known shop at all. But I want to just get a good idea across a lot of websites where I can see that product and what it's selling for right now, today. What in real time, what is that retailing for, that product? Okay, because although it's going to have an actual recommended retail price that the seller will probably give you, what that RRP is, recommended retail price, or RSP, recommended selling price, which most products have. Although you will know the recommended retail price of that product, you can be guaranteed that it will be selling cheaper than the recommended retail price online. You will always find it cheaper than the recommended retail price online. And that's why you want to be doing the research, because you want to base your evaluation on what it's currently selling for, that you research, not what the retail price is. Although that's fine to know. That's fine to know what the recommended retail price is, but you want to know as well is what it's actually selling for online, because it could be selling at half the retail price online. So I'm going to be doing my research on Google, and then I'm going to start looking on eBay and Amazon. I'm going to start, I'm going to just type in the name of that product. Now, you might not find, sometimes, if it's not a well-known brand or a well-known product, you might have to be looking at similar products, okay? So it might be, you might not find, most of the time you probably will find that exact product online, but sometimes, occasionally, you might not find that exact product, but you want to be looking at the same products. So it might be the same product, but it might just come out of a different factory. It might be in different packaging. But it's the same product, okay? It's the same product. But anyhow, you just want to be looking at what that product is selling for on eBay, on Amazon, and you want to be writing down, what it's selling for. So obviously, you want to be looking at like the brand new products. Obviously, you might see that product on eBay, and it might not be brand new, it might be used. So you need to make sure it's brand new, like the stock you've been offered, because you're going to be offered, it's going to be brand new. It's going to be a brand new product. So you want to be looking at what it's selling for on eBay and Amazon, and just get a good look what it's selling for. Even look at the postage price as well, because what you might see is you might see that it's very, very cheap on eBay and Amazon, but it might have a high postage price, which overall, you know, the actual overall price will be a higher price if it including the postage price. So you want to be doing your homework, okay? You want to be doing good research, and you know, you're going to be writing down these prices that you see on Google and eBay and Amazon. You want to be looking at the cheapest prices you can find and making a note of them. And you know, that is going to give you an overall indication of what it's selling for online currently, and that's going to help you make an evaluation of that product, because what your intention is to buy it at cheap as possible, obviously, but after you've done that initial research, you want to be buying it, you need to be buying it obviously way under the cheapest price that you've seen it selling for online. Does that make sense? So what I tend to do is, once I've found what the cheapest price it's selling for online, I'm then going to be thinking about an evaluation. Now, when I come to an evaluation, I always like to know what that product costs from the actual factory in China. Okay, why do I want to do that? Because I just want to see what it's going to cost me if I was going to go and buy that product from a factory in China in bulk. What is it going to cost me? What's it going to cost me? And I want to be buying it at way under that factory price. Does that make sense? So when I'm buying it from the seller, the research that I've done is going to include the cheapest price that I can see it for online, and also the factory price. Okay, so you're probably thinking, well, how do I find the actual factory price of that product? Well, I would tend to use Alibaba.com. That's going to give me a very good indication. Alibaba.com is basically a place where a lot of importers go to find and source products from, and you can type in the product name and you can actually get results on that specific type of that specific product, and you can look at an array of prices, and again you're going to look at an average price that it's selling for, that you can buy it for in bulk from a factory in China. Okay, and that's going to be the price, obviously, before your shipping price, and you know, import costs, and you know, taxes, etc. But at least it's going to give you an indication of the actual factory cost. It's not going to be your landed price, because your landed price, you probably need to add another third onto the price. But you can look at, if you're going to a factory and you're looking at that type of product that you've been offered on surplus, you want to look at what that's going to cost if you went to the factory to buy that as a regular product, a regular price. You know, because when you're buying it as surplus on a surplus inventory deal, the aim of the game, the name of the game, and the trick is to buy it at under factory price. Okay. If you're not buying it at under factory price, you're not getting a good deal. It's not a clearance deal. It's not a surplus inventory deal if you're not buying it at under the China factory price. Okay, so you want to do some research on Alibaba.com and get your, you know, see what it's selling for. It'll be generally dollar prices. Okay, so it's a dollar price, and you're going to get a good idea. So you're going to, in the end, after your research, you're going to have the cheapest it's selling for online right now, okay? And you're going to have a rough indication of the actual price it would cost you if you were buying that in bulk from the factory, okay? And then you will know, obviously, you're going to know what it's selling for online right now, and you're going to know what it's selling for from the factory, okay? So you know that you need to be buying it under those prices for you to be getting a good deal, okay? So that is the research that I would do when I'm offered a product in bulk, and I want to look at what it's selling for right now online and what it's selling for from the factory. And basically, if I'm flipping that stock on to a buyer, I want to make sure that that buyer can resell that for under the cheapest that it's selling for online currently. I want to make sure that they can sell it on cheaper than anyone else. Okay, I'll say that again. When I'm selling on to a buyer, okay, that buyer will obviously be selling that stock on in smaller lots to their little retail customers, and I want to make sure that they're getting a good deal. And the only way they're getting a good deal is for them to be selling it on cheaper than anywhere else online, okay? And even if an online retailer's buying that inventory from me, I want to make sure that they're going to be the cheapest with that product right now, because that will be an amazing, tempting deal for them to buy off me. If they can be the cheapest online anywhere, then that is going to be a great deal. So they want to be the cheap. I want to make sure that customer who is buying off me is going to be the cheapest. They're going to be cheaper than anyone on eBay. They're going to be cheaper than anyone on Amazon and anyone on anywhere. So they are basically going to be the cheapest with that product than anyone on the internet, and that is the trick, okay? So they know that they are going to be the cheapest right across the internet on that specific product. So when I'm selling that stock to them, and then they're selling it on themselves, they're going to be the cheapest anywhere online, and that makes it a winning line. It makes it a winning deal, okay? It makes it the perfect deal, because I've bought it at the right price for them to be selling it cheaper than anywhere online, okay? That makes it a great deal for them, and they're going to be making money, and they're going to be selling that quick because they're the cheapest. Because the consumer does their research. And if they're looking for a product, on eBay or Amazon or wherever, they're looking. Most of them are looking for the cheapest. They're looking for the cheapest price. And when they do their search, they're going to be seeing that product, the cheapest, and that's that product that I've researched and I've bought cheap enough for my customer to sell cheaper than anyone else online. Does that make sense? So they can undercut anyone else online. They can be cheaper than every seller on eBay, every seller on Amazon, or on their own website. And that is the aim of the game. I want my customer to be the cheapest, okay? There's no point them selling it online more expensive than everywhere else or anyone else. Now, they might be a bricks and mortar retailer and they might get a bit more for it, if it's in a shop, fair enough. So that's the research I'm doing, and I'm going to be making sure every single time that I am buying it at way under China factory price. And if you're buying it at way under China factory price, you know that you've got a good deal, okay? You know you've got a very good deal. Now, I do go more in depth on how I come to that final price and how I negotiate that price right down, way under factory prices. How I actually negotiate the price right down under factory price. And obviously deep dive a lot further in my coaching program. So if you want to actually learn how to actually negotiate deals like this right down under factory prices, then you want to be getting into my coaching program, guys. So I will leave a link in the comments after this video where you can get into my coaching program, and there's a great module on, you know, how to do your product research and then how to start negotiating that price right down under China factories with the seller that's offered you that inventory. And you know, the methods that I use and the techniques that I teach will enable you to buy inventory at way under China factory prices, okay? So I'm going to leave a link in the comments for you to get into my training program, guys. Once you get in and you learn these methods, you're going to be buying deals at way under China factory prices, guys. And that is going to help you sell that inventory on in bulk a lot easier. If you're buying it at way under China factory prices, you will have no problem selling that inventory on to buyers, you know, online retailers, even wholesalers, because you're buying it at way under what they can buy it for, you know, from the factories. And that is the trick in this business. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's a special weekend for me. It's my granddaughter's 3rd birthday today, so we're celebrating all weekend. It's going to be fab. Yeah, all good. So I will catch up with you guys next week for some great more content. All the best to you. Take care. Bye.